everybody. Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Yay. Welcome to my craft box. My name is Christy. If you are new, this is my craft box. This is where I craft, create, and get our minds going to give you inspiration and ideas. So I know I have a few new followers. If you see the live button, it will be up there in the corner. You can talk to me. If you are not seeing that live button, you can still talk to me anyway, and I will respond. Hello, Rose. It's good to see you on my page. Welcome. Come on in. We are making something really cute and adorable tonight, and I'm actually pretty excited. I did some prepping for this, but I'm going to go over step by step what all I have done, so you guys can see what we did. Hi, Sharon. Sharon, you're not at work today? Oh my gosh, that's crazy, girl. I can't believe you're off work right now. That's great. Okay, so we are going to make our bunnies first because I have an idea to show you with just the bunnies, and then we're going to implement them inside, what I had planned. Am I crooked, you guys? Am I crooked? Let me fix that a little bit. Is that a little bit better? I'm not so crooked now. Thank you, Rose, for sprinkling. Welcome. I think you are new to my page, and if you are not, welcome back. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make my bunnies, and I'm going to show you what we did. I do have one already kind of pre-made, but he is not coffee stained, so he's going to be kind of like the milk chocolate bunny if you do. Oh, it's much better? Okay, good. It's very hard to put this thing on the pedestal. One time it flew off on me on live. It was kind of crazy, but I'm glad we're good now. Okay, so we are making little chocolate bunnies. We are making these out of felt. Now, this is brown felt that I had left over, more than likely from a costume, because I have a whole bunch of it. Oh, you've been here once or twice. Well, welcome back, Rose. I'm so glad you're back. It's good to see you. Okay, so I probably had a bunch of this left over from a costume because I always go above and beyond for all my costumes. So that's probably where this came from. So this was in my stash, and this is just like a tan/brown material. This is going to be like our milk chocolate bunny. If you guys want the pattern for this, I do have it, and I'm more than happy to email it to you if you want to try, but I just kind of freehand and kind of traced around and kind of made this little one. So thank you so much. All right, now I will say I did get a little crafty today in between my lunch break and everything else. I made 2 more because we're going to make 3 all together. And I coffee stained these. Now, I will say, I probably would have liked to soak this in my coffee a little bit longer for it to stain a little bit. But you can still see there is a little grunge in there, and there is a little bit of a difference. You may not see it on camera so well, but you guys can see it's a little darker, okay? I was going actually for a darker one, so we may... when we get these all together, I may actually go back and stain it anyway. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So we are making the cutest little stuffy bunnies. And if you guys want the coffee recipe, I'll show you what I did. You guys will have to excuse the dog because Daddy's probably home right now. Okay, so how I made my coffee stain, thank you so much for sprinkling me, Sharon, is I put about 2 cups of water. I boil the water. I add about a half a cup of instant coffee. I get my instant coffee from Dollar Tree, you guys, like where I get most of my other supplies. A lot of my supplies do come either from bottom of the bin or Dollar Tree, because I want to make these crafts affordable for you. So you guys don't have to, run out and get all this stuff. Okay, sometimes I may get a few extra things here and there, but I do try to make things that are always affordable and at your reach, okay, in case you guys want to do it with me. So I got instant coffee, half a cup of that, and I put a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of about a teaspoon of cinnamon, and just a little tiny bit of vanilla. And I have to say, these smell pretty good. So I did go ahead and soak them in the coffee stain for outside in the sun for about an hour today, and then I just let them kind of air dry. And I actually noticed one of them is still a little damp, and I did put it in the oven, very low setting, okay? Very low setting. I put it in the oven just for it to kind of dry up a little bit, which is why this might look a little bit stiff to you. Usually felt is more like this, because this one is still a little bit damp. So we're going to stuff some bunnies. Hi, Nicole. We're making our chocolate bunnies. And then I'm going to show you something else now, what you can do with the bunnies, or what you can, I'm going to show you two different ways you can do the bunnies. And the other one is kind of a craft too. So we'll be here a little bit, okay? So what I did with this bunny is I just kind of lined it up as best as I can. And I basically take my glue gun, which I need to put another glue stick in, I notice. And I go around the smaller edges first. And then you guys are going to need polyfill. Okay, I actually found this bag of polyfill brand new at the Goodwill for $4. I think that's about what it normally is, but it saved me a trip. So I found it at Goodwill, and I got it at Goodwill. All right, so we're gonna stick our little glue stick in here. I may have to refill it in a minute. So basically, I'm going around the little edge, and my glue gun is a very fine tip glue gun, so I don't need to put a whole lot on there, guys. I just need to put just a very thin little strip. So I'm going to start with the bunny's chin first, and I'm just going to kind of go around the edge. Very, very little glue. You don't need a whole lot, but you do want it to hold. And then I'm just going to go up the ear. Now, I wouldn't say we need to stuff the ears so much as we do the rest of the body. So if you do kind of stick a little bit of the glue and it gets into the ears, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. As long as we kind of have them lined up and we can go back and trim it later. Hi, Mom. How's your trip going? My mom is in Kentucky, you guys. Is anybody from Kentucky? I know I have a few followers from Kentucky. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and go down. Oh, see, this didn't hold it. Dried a little too fast. So let me go back in and get it again. I don't think my glue may have been hot enough. I think that's why that's what happened. Now, if you have finger savers, definitely use those, okay? But we don't want anything. Yeah, I think my glue wasn't all the way hot. So I'm going to go back in these corners here because we do not want any openings because we're going to stuff this thing. And if you guys are if I'm losing you, I'm going to do another one anyway. So, all right. So we are just going to stuff this little guy. I can't hold my hand steady tonight. I don't know what is going on. Okay. And we could always kind of melt off some of that excess later, or we can cut it off. So we just want to go slow and do your little corners. And they're all not going to be completely perfect. I don't cut patterns completely perfect, but I do try. I do try in the end. All right, so I'm going to go down this side, down the back, and around the little butt there. Now, if you guys are sewers, you can definitely sew these. Hi, Marlene. Howdy, Dawn. Howdy, howdy. Hello, all my friends. We are stuffing chocolate bunnies. Well, that's the plan. I'm sorry about the dog. I can't do anything about the dog. I wish I could. She's being a little nuisance right now. She must see something. I thought Daddy was home, but maybe not. Now, we're just going to leave a small little opening. And I know you guys, if you've done stuffing before, you know how to stuff things. But we're going to just leave. Yeah, that's probably Daddy coming home. We're just going to leave a small opening at the bottom. Just a small one is all we need. But I do like to leave, Welcome home, Daddy. I do like to leave a bigger spot so I can put more in there. Hey, Mel. What up, Mel? Hi, Sandy. Oh, you guys are, oh, I'm so glad everybody's here. You guys don't want to miss this one. Okay, so we are stuffing bunnies. So let me get my polyfill out. Now what you want to do, hey, Sandra. Hi, girlfriend. Okay, what you want to do is you want to stuff the bunny very slowly. So you only need it, you're not going to need a ton. Just kind of stuff a little bit at a time. And you guys, if you've done this before, you know what to do. So I just left a little bit of an opening just there. Make sure the rest of it is pretty tight. See, there's an opening there. We got to get that because otherwise that bunny seam's going to come right out. And then the bunny is going to look like it exploded. We don't want exploding bunnies. What is that? What is that app, that game? You guys know what I'm talking about? Exploding Kittens. I think that's a game. Hi from Colorado. Vandy's here. Hello, everybody. Okay. So there's my opening. We're going to start off small and then we'll just keep adding. Now, what I usually do when I stuff, instead of putting my big old finger in there, I usually like stuff it when it gets down to like the ears and stuff, because I didn't leave a whole lot of opening for the ears, but that's okay. It's still going to show. I usually put like either when I do like the things that I make and stuff, I usually do like a chopstick, or I usually do like you know, the crochet needles. I use those, or I use the end of a paintbrush like I'm using here. But you just want to start off slow. And then you kind of get it in there. I actually probably need a little bit bigger of a paintbrush. That one's very small. It doesn't need to be that small. And we're just going to give it a little bit of volume. And then basically it's going to come out like this. I should show you guys. So it's going to look like that. Okay. Hello, my favorites. Sandra Marie, hello, my favorite. Sandy's playing favorites. Oh, everybody's saying hi to each other. I'm so happy. So, how was everybody's Wednesday? Mine was okay. I have to say, I always end up getting some cranky people. But that's just part of your job, right? Everybody has bad days. So, I'm just going to get a little bit more. And then when I feel like I've kind of stuffed him enough, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of close up the seam. And I'm going to do this one more time for you guys. You're my favorite Christy. You're my favorite Christy. I'm your favorite Christy. Oh, I see. Dang cranky folks. Yeah, what can you do though? It's not their fault sometimes. Some people just don't like policy. That's my problem at my job. Policy. If there wasn't policy, there would be craziness though. Okay, so here's my trick that I do is I put glue on one side and then I kind of pull it together like that. Now, if you're doing a bunch of these at one time, you can put like a clothespin on the end so it holds it down. But if you're, you know, I can be patient. I can be patient. So I'm just going to hold it for a minute. I love to turn cranky people around. Oh, Sandy, you're so funny. Hi, Peggy. Welcome, welcome. This is a cute one. You don't want to miss this one. It's going to be cute. Okay, so this one's pretty much done. So his head is a little bit less stuffed than what I'd like it to be, but I had a little trouble with that glue. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to get those goofy edges that we did here. I'm not going to cut it all off, but I am going to trim it a little bit just so I can get that goofy little edge off because we don't want that glue to show. Okay. And then this is one, I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but this is one that I coffee stained and this is one that I did not coffee stain. So you can have different flavor chocolate, right? This would be the dark chocolate versus the light chocolate. Does everybody see that so far? Okay. We're going to do one more, And then we're going to garnish this little fella, and then I'll show you my second idea. This glue does not want to stay. You know, I hate when that happens, when you're right in the middle of it. Yes, I'm using felt. What material did you? I used felt. So you guys can go back and watch the replay, but I basically coffee stained my felt because I had this felt already in my stash, and I was just telling that it was probably from my costume making. I'm trying to think what costume this was from. I don't know what I made with this costume, but I always have extra fabrics and stuff when I was making costumes. I would always get extra in case I screwed up, because I basically have hand sewed all of my costumes for my kids. But I'm trying to think what I had this one for. I don't remember. I gotta think about that. But I do have a coffee stain recipe. I talked about it. If you guys want, I can post it to the page. But I just basically follow what others do when they do for coffee stains. So I just put instant coffee in some hot water with some nutmeg, cinnamon, and I'm actually going to stuff his head a little bit right here while I kind of have that little area open, because that's not going to bother the rest of the glue. There you go. You live and learn, guys. Please, yes. You fail at coffee stain? Well, actually, I really wish I would have soaked them longer in the coffee stain, because apparently, in my experience today, I don't think felt is as good as fabric, obviously, because it's probably the type of material it is. But if you leave it in a little bit longer, it'd probably be okay. All right, so let me get his like little neck and butt area back here. Okay, so now we got that done, and I'm just gonna put it on there. Wait till you guys see what we're doing. This is so cute. I think you're gonna like the second idea better than the first one. Okay, so you can soak it hot. I did not. I just kind of let it, because the longer your coffee sits in the water and everything, the darker it's going to get. If you do it instantly, then your coffee is not going to be so dark, but the heat might help put it in the fabric. I'm going to play around with it more. Sandy, I know there's a lot of other crafters that do this, probably more than so me, because I just kind of played around with it for like maybe the second time in my life. I used to make reindeer Christmas ornaments, and I coffee stained them. And it was fun. I just put these felt pieces in the sun, in the coffee stain, because I took it off the stove and I put it in like an old bucket. And then I soaked it for like an hour, hour and a half. So hour and a half, and it came out a little bit darker, but I added cinnamon and nutmeg and vanilla, and it was really good, really good. So that's what I put on mine, but you can do yours however you want. All right, it's probably a little too much. But yes, you can soak it hot. I've seen people do it. Just wear gloves, otherwise you'll probably stain your hands or your nails if you wear like the pretty nails. You're gonna try it again? We can try it together if you want. Hello, Gail. Welcome in. I see that you're watching. Where are you from? You guys gotta start telling me where you're from. And you know what? I was talking, but I did see Stephanie pop on here. Hi, Steph. So is everybody, how many of us are in the event this weekend? I'm excited. I have no idea what I'm doing yet. Does anybody else? I have a few ideas, but I haven't really decided. It's your first time here, Gail. Well, welcome. I am so happy and ecstatic you are here. We have fun here. We are making little stuffed chocolate bunnies tonight, and I'm giving you 2 ideas on how to make them. And like the second idea is actually another craft that we're doing. You're from Pennsylvania? I lived in Pittsburgh for about 2.5 years. And then I moved back to Florida. I didn't like it very much. I didn't like the cold. That's what I didn't like. But I became a Steelers fan ever since I lived there. So don't hold that against me, guys. All right, I stuffed this one a little bit too much. All right, so here I am. I'm gonna grab my little edges and I'm just gonna hold it down and be patient. We'll start the Jeopardy music now. You're excited? You're excited about the event? I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't know what I'm doing yet. A few ideas, but I keep finding more. Oh my gosh, Sandy, I know. So I am so proud of myself, guys. I have all of my Easter and I almost said Thanksgiving. I have all of my Easter and St. Patty's Day crafts planned out pretty much for the next month. I sat down and I made a schedule. So yay me. Now I have to just put them in the dates and actually post the schedule. You had 7 inches of snow. Oh, you're Steelers fans? Whoop, whoop. There are so many people. Oh, there's so many people in here? Well, welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, perfect. I'm so glad you guys are here. All right, because this is actually a good one. I'm excited about this one. I did a little prepping just because, you know, I like to be cautious of you guys' time, and I don't want to keep you here all night. But you guys don't, I'm so glad you're here. You don't want to miss this. Okay, so this is just scrap ribbon I have. I'm going to go ahead and put a little collar on both of these guys. I already kind of put one on him, and I didn't coffee stain them, but that's okay because they can be a little different, okay? We're going to see how this works. So I'm actually just going to put a little bit of glue. I'm not going to tie it or anything because I don't want to take away from what I'm actually trying to do. So put a little bit of glue. And we could put, you know, we could doll it up and put a flower. Maybe we'll put a flower on one of them. If you guys are interested in my glue gun, I can give you a link. I love this glue gun. It still has the stringies, but that precision tip is so nice and it's just so pretty. Okay. So there is our first. Of course, I put my finger on it. Where did you buy the bunnies? I enjoy crafting. Oh, Gail, I actually made these. I made these out of felt, and I coffee stained them today. They didn't come out as dark as I hoped, but it is a 1/10. It is a 1/10, but it's not too bad. I actually burned myself on my Ryobi last week, so I'm sticking with this one for now, but it does do the job. It does a very good job. Okay, so these are my 2 bunnies. I drew this out, Gail, and I printed it out, and then I just I print out on cardstock, so I don't have a piece of paper that's flimsy. Cardstock is a little bit less, I guess, like flimsy, and you can just attach it to your fabric. This is the fabric I use. It's just a big piece of felt, okay? And I just cut them all out. I just sat there on, because I work full time, so I just sat there at my desk and cut all them out. And then I basically put them together and I coffee stained them today. Hi, babe. My hoodie's home. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to put this flower on here yet. I'm going to see how the other turns out, but we'll come back to that. All right, so these 2 are facing this way, so I want this one to face this way. So if you guys are interested in, I don't have like keywords set up yet. I'm not that advanced yet. I'm working on it though, as well as I'm working on my Amazon storefront because I applied for that today too. But I will let you, if you guys want the template for the bunny, I can email it to you. And it was just something that I kind of like traced out and just drew out. I'm so glad you like them. Okay, let me put this little guy on here and then I'll show you my ideas and then we'll work on our second piece. The second piece is the best part, I think. Oh yes, you use cardstock too? Yes, it is better. Okay. Now you can also get fancy with your ribbon, but I wanted to make this just kind of neutral, with neutral colors. This one I got a little fancy with. Okay, so let me show you guys what I found. Because now our bunnies are pretty much done. This is all I'm going to probably pretty much do to the bunny. If you want, I can make one like that if you guys want. But I got these little teddy bear eyes from Amazon. You could always, you don't have to use the tool and like put them inside. You can always just glue an eye to it, but I'm just going to keep mine plain because I don't want to take away from the other part that I'm working on. But I did buy these like teddy bear eyes. They are the kind that you can actually feed into the actual like cloth piece. I tried it a little bit last night. You can't really see the hole though, but they're easy to cut off if you just want to glue it down. So it's versatile. Okay, so you guys, I found a 3-pack of these little baskets, okay, at Dollar Tree. These would be so cute if you Mod Podged them, or you painted them, or you just did something with them. Or one other thing, which I got today. Please hold. I found these at Hobby Lobby today. I think mine are too big, but you guys, remember these? Remember like hunting for eggs in these little baskets? They're so cute. They're like mini versions. We're definitely gonna be doing something with these, so I was excited about that. But what you want to do is you're gonna stuff it, and this is just your idea number 1. You're gonna stuff it. You can use tissue paper, floral, whatever. I put a little bit of the Excelsior, huh? You're being weird. And then I put my little bunny inside. And that could be looking really cute on your tier tray. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you want to be a little extra, which I'm going to be a little extra tonight, and you want to do something a little bit bigger, I got you. I got you. Because this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put my little, I'm sorry, I know I made a mess in here today. I was looking for a placemat, which I'm going to show them in a second, and I couldn't find it. So I had to go get one. I had to go get one on my lunch break. Isn't that crazy? I thought I knew where it was, but I didn't. So basically, did you just throw something at me? He's not behaving, you guys. I don't even understand what's going on. All right, let me cut this off. This is going to drive me crazy. That is my husband. Just ignore him. Oh, yeah, you could add foil to it. Absolutely. Okay, so these you can get from Dollar Tree. I got this one today from Hobby Lobby. Obviously, I wanted this to be orange, and that is why you see that I painted it. So I painted it with the Waverly chalk paint in pumpkin orange. And what we are going to do is we are going to make a carrot out of this, okay? So this might take a little bit of practice, so you don't have to do it right away, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll this up. Now, the reason why I didn't do the bottom of this is because this is going to be rolled up inside, and we're not going to see this part. That's why I painted this side fully and the inside of this, and you'll see in a second what I mean. So basically, you're going to roll this up. You want to basically make sure that you have a corner that is making like, let me turn this around so you guys can see. Basically you want to make it so it's like a corner right here, and then you're just going to roll it. Okay. Now, this placemat is, I think, a little bit bigger than the ones from Dollar Tree, but that's all right. Because it's okay if there's a little bit at the bottom, as long as you're not putting anything crazy in here. You love my unique ideas. Oh, thank you, girl. Okay. So the best way I can suggest on this, because we want to actually make it a little bit bigger. And you can definitely decide the size of your carrot. So we're making carrots, guys. We're making carrots. Okay. So I'm going to just go ahead and put a little bit of glue there. I've hurt myself enough this weekend. If you guys have been following me, you guys know I've hurt myself enough this weekend. So yeah, we're going to do that. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue, and we're going to pinch it. We're going to pinch it. And the best thing you can do is actually work from the inside out. So we're going to come off the bottom and we're going to put our hand in here. So we're applying pressure. That's the best way I can say to do this. I have not made one yet, but I was trying to like figure out what I was trying to do with this. So definitely need enough glue, and then we're just going to work our way up. And don't be scared of the glue either. Like, you can put a bunch in there. It's going to be hidden by that flap. So don't be scared to put, you know, to put a bit in there. We'll work on securing the flaps later, but we want to make sure we put enough in there. So see how I have my hand in here, and it's on the other side of the glue, so I'm not going to burn myself. You're kind of folding it up, kind of like you would make a paper cone. And you could use, you know, you could use a clothespin if you want to help hold it, or you can get your lovely husband or boyfriend or daughter or somebody in your household to help you. if they feel like it, but it's not required. We can do this. I tell you guys all the time, you can believe in yourself. You can do it. All right, now I'm getting close to the top, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish off the top right where it meets. Just this part right here. You guys see that part, right? Just this. I'm just going to finish that off, and then we'll secure. Then we'll secure the flaps. I had actually had this placemat, not this particular one, but I had a placemat just like it for years and years and years. Well, maybe for like 2 years, and I had no idea what I was going to do with it because I thought about one craft and then I forgot what I was doing with it. And then I came back to this, to what am I going to do with it? And I went to go look for it today because I know I unpacked it and I know I put it somewhere, but it's not something that I like have a place for placemats. I even looked in my kitchen. I couldn't find that thing. So I had to, on my lunch break, I had to run over to Hobby Lobby. Thank gosh I live so close and get another placemats. But you guys, I will say, they're putting out new displays and they're putting out new items. I wish I had time to film in there, but I literally walked in there. And I couldn't, I didn't want to get a cart or a basket because I was like, nope, I'm not going to get anything else but what I need. I bought a plate. I was looking for the placemat and I was looking for paint. Okay. And then of course I passed by Valentine's. Oh, 75% off. Well, I got a couple things. Nothing crazy, but I got a couple things. And then of course, passing by the Easter. I gotta have that. I gotta have those baskets. And it was so ridiculous. I was like, ugh. So I was literally, my paint flew out of my hand and I was literally like the paint chaser today at Hobby Lobby. It's like rolling down the aisle and I've got my bare hands full of things and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? It was crazy. It was crazy. I put the glue too far up here, but that's okay. I'm just going to apply pressure. You guys should have seen me. I was literally like having all this stuff and my paint, and it's just rolling down the store. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Hello, Nancy. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. We're making a big carrot and we've made chocolate bunnies. If you guys didn't figure out what we're doing by now. Now, this placemat was a red one, obviously. It was, I think it was $1.99. This was not on sale either, by the way. I just spent the $1.99, but it's okay because I really needed this one. But I painted it orange, pumpkin orange from Waverly. Oops. I'm getting glue on my desk. That's not good. Okay. So we're almost done with our cone. You are with our cone. I meant to say that. You're sprinkling me out. Me too. I can't come out of there without yards and yards of material. I almost bought material, but I was like, nope, I'll go back when I have a cart, or because I do need material for Friday night's craft. I know you guys are probably like, what in the world is she making now? Okay. So you guys, there's our carrot. Isn't it cute? Okay. There we go. I see it. Look at that. How cute that is. Okay. We are not done. We are not done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put a hanger on this. And I want you guys' opinion. So we are going to put some greenery in here. You guys know I went to the thrift store and I got some greenery. And this is going to be very, very cute because it's going to look like the carrot top, but it's also going to have flowers. So, Sandra's so funny. Okay, so I have the orange and red. This was, I think, left over from fall. That's this wire, okay? We could use this, or, because we're going to make it hang, okay? Or we can use the green and white. Which one would you guys want? You guys just make a comment. And if I can't see it, just comment again, because obviously Facebook doesn't show me all of it. I go back and read all my comments at least a day or two after my live. So if you guys leave me a comment, I always go back and reply to you, or at least I try. So which one? The orange and red or the green and white? Any particular favorite? Nancy said the orange one. Orange. Oh, the white. White. We could do both, maybe. White. Okay, white's winning. This one I got for St. Patty's Day. The white. Green and white. Okay. Nancy, the white won, but that's okay, because we do got some orange in here. We're not done. We're gonna add some more orange. Okay. I'm just gonna make a cute little hanger. Now, I will say you can use the wire jute, or you can just use regular jute. I'm gonna use this, okay? And if I can get it undone, there we go. I'm gonna cut it just a little bit down because I'm gonna put this kind of in the back because it's gonna hang. Let me put that over there. And gotta make sure I can get to my moss okay. All right. So now what you could do is you could pop a hole in here. I don't know how hard that would be, or you can glue it in. Let me see if I have my tool. I want to kind of put it toward the back, so I'm going to pop a little hole in here. And just kind of feed it through. Please hold. You guys are still saying white. Okay, well, I guess I picked the right one. All right. I guess Facebook must be slow. I'm just making my hole a little bit bigger. There we go. That'll come through a little bit easier. Hopefully. Hopefully. All right. No worries there. And I'm just going to twist it around a couple times just to kind of put it here. Hi, Nicholas. How are you? Are you sprinkling me out to the adventure group? I'm really enjoying that group. All right, so that's how I put that on there. We'll see. I may have to run it through just a little bit more. We'll see how that holds. That should hold up okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So this is just like a little tool. My husband sometimes gives me these tools from his job, and I'm very grateful because sometimes they come in super handy. What if you wrap the cone carrot lightly with orange and red for a little added texture? That's a very good idea for the end. I'm going to see how that turns out. That's a great idea, Nancy. Heck yeah, girl. That's a great idea. Okay. Run that through. And then I'm just kind of twisting this around so it doesn't go back through the hole. And so it looks pretty that way. Thank you, Nicholas. I so enjoy your group. Okay, you know what? It's hanging at a little bit of an angle, but that's okay. We can deal with that. All right. So, this is when you get your trusty tissue paper. You could use paper. You could use like the grocery bags, whatever you want. And you're going to stuff your carrot. Just slightly. You don't need to put a ton in there. But just enough so like there's a little bit of a filling. I'm probably only going to need one more piece. You could use tissue paper too. That'll work just fine. All right, so there's our stuffed carrot. Now comes the fun part. So you guys know I got these I got like 19 of these picks for $4 at the Salvation Army, which was an amazing deal. So I'm going to use 2 of them tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of put them in the back. And you guys know I love to do versatile things to where when you go to put the stuff away for when you want to store it, you don't have to glue this together. If you put it together right, you do not have to glue this together, okay? Ooh, look at that. It's so cute. Okay. Now, this is a part. It's going to get a little messy, but that's okay because we're here for it. I have some moss that I'm going to put in here. That's a nice big carrot. I feel like saying what's up, Doc, right now. In fact, if my husband came in here, he'd probably say that. All right, so this is the fun part. You can use whatever moss you want. You can actually even use Excelsior like I did in our basket. Okay, this is going to totally be up to you. Thank you for the stars, Nancy. I appreciate that. All right. This is the messy part. This is why I don't use moss too often because it makes a mess. But hey, it's fun. It's okay. All right. I am just going to kind of tuck it in here, just at the top. We do not need to glue this part. This does not need to be glued at all. Okay. And I'm liking what you're giving me, Nancy, as far as that goes. All right. So I don't know if we're going to fit 3 in here, but this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go ahead. Oops. We got a man down. We got a bunny down. I have to go get him. But I kind of wanted to put our bunnies. I didn't want to make them too small because I wanted to be able to stuff them. Hold on, guys. I lost my bunny. Oh. We might be able to put 3 in here. I'm going to try it and see how you guys think. It might look overstuffed. But I want to put my bunnies inside. So I think we're going to have to go at 2 because they are a little bit big because we want them to have personality. But that's okay because we got other stuff to put here. So I'm trying to see how I want them. I think maybe if they're facing the same way, they'll look cute. And then we're going to add a tag and a bow. And you guys can put a little bit of glue in there if you want. I mean, or you can, just put them down in there. But I'm going to add them in at the end. But that's basically what I'm going to go do. Perfect. I'm so glad you love it. I'm so glad you love it. Okay. So I'm going to put my carrot to the side for a minute because I actually want to put, I want to make a rag bow. And you guys know what you get out when you make rag bows, right? You get Your Bodabra. I can't speak tonight. Your Bodabra. I haven't used this thing in a while. I'm so glad you guys love it. Okay. Look at it's still in the package, you guys. That's how much I use this thing, right? Turn them to each other to make them kissing. Oh, that's a really good idea. I'll try. I think they're a little too... I may have to push them to the back a little bit more, but we're going to get them to fit. At least two. At least two. Okay. So I did do a little prepping, like I said, and I already picked out some of my stuff. Let me get my twine that I have here. Oops. I don't want that. Okay. Actually, no. I did have it right the first time. See how much I use this? Woo! Okay. I just have this just regular scraps of fabric. It's nothing fancy. And I probably will take a little bit of this and, you know, just kind of make it scrappy, like what they say. I don't know. It's been a while since I did this. I'm so glad you love it, Steph. I've been working on some things. I've been definitely working on some things to get, you know, something different. You guys know me. I like to be different. Okay, and you guys know this trick. If you don't, I'm going to show you. If you don't have scrappy enough fabric, you just take your little sander and you just kind of rough up your edges. And that's like the best trick I've learned recently, because you know, you want all your stuff to look a little scrappy, because sometimes when you rip fabric, it doesn't always rip the way you want it. You know what I mean? And you can do one side or two, or you can wait until it's done and then just scrap up your whole bow. But I just wanted to make it a little rougher. I need to return that old phone. I still have my old phone, you guys. I shouldn't have it anymore, but I do. I'm thinking this needs to be a little bit... smaller, but we'll see how it works. If it doesn't work, we'll just cut off the bottoms a little bit. I know that's too long. All right, and then we'll go ahead and do another. I like this light. This was scrap fabric that Sharon gave me. Sharon gave me this. And it's got like an orange tint to it. I don't know if it's red or orange, but it's got that tint to it, and I absolutely love it. All right, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I think that's good, because I don't want to mess with it too much. I'm so glad everybody's doing good. Okay, like this, right? You guys, it's been so long, I don't even know. All right. I just wanted to make a scrappy bow tonight. I was like, I'm gonna get my bow dabber out for this thing. You guys, I was so excited. Okay. Boop. Let me put this over here. Just out of the way for now. And we probably will trim this up a little bit. And I was thinking about putting a flower too, but we'll see what happens. You guys, I have such a mess on my desk. Look at this. It's so funny. It's okay, though. Messy is good. When you're creating, sometimes the best cooks are the messiest cooks, right? So it's like, well, the messiest creators are the best creators, right? Okay. How darling is that? How darling is that? All right. I'm going to make one more tie here. And I am going to glue this part because obviously we're not going to use this as a placemat anymore. We've already cut up and glued the placemat. Who's on here? Old Time Creations by Deborah. Hello, Deborah. Welcome, welcome. We're having fun making some chocolate bunnies and a carrot. Making a little hanger. I just love it in the middle. But I do like the idea of the wire. And I have some, where did I put it? You guys do that too, right? You forgot where you put something? Okay, I'll find it in a second. It's somewhere. Okay. I have the perfect little flower for this too. I gotta take this off. I'm so glad you love it. I love it too. I'm impressing myself, you guys. All right. I think this one's gonna be one of my favorites. Probably one of my favorites. Hello, Janet. How are you? We're making a big carrot with some chocolate bunnies tonight. Okay. You guys, I got all kinds of flowers out for this too because I just wasn't sure what was going to go and what wasn't. All right. So there is our carrot and our bow. If you guys don't like the flower, I won't be offended. I really didn't know if I wanted the flower or not. All right, so we're gonna put our two little bunnies like here, like they're kissing each other. I think they're gonna have to kind of go like that. Okay, this is so cute. All right, the last thing I was gonna do, I do like the idea of, where did I put it? Did it fall in here? There it is. I was like, it must have fell. I do like the idea of putting a few of these inside the greenery. So Nancy, I'm going to take your advice on that one. I think I'm going to wrap them around though. Let's see what this does. You guys, I love this stuff. Anytime I see this at the Dollar Tree, I always get 2 or 3 of them because there are so many useful things. Toot that horn. Stephanie, you're so funny, girl. Hey, sometimes we all fail and we have to let ourselves fail sometimes. Like Sandy was saying, she fails at coffee stain. Well, you're not always going to fail at coffee stain, Sandy. This one is really cute. Yes, I know. I love it. I just like putting it together today and I was prepping everything and I was like, ooh, I can do that and this. So I really do like it. I wish the 3 of them would fit, but I'm okay with it. You could always put one on the outside too. So, all right, this is how I just kind of put it around and around and around and around, kind of like a curling iron. I always watch you and think, oh, she's done. That's so cute. And then you keep going and make it even better. Oh, you're so funny. Thank you so much, Missy. That means so much. Girl, that means so much to me. I like it. It's almost like the roots of the carrot sticking out. And I love that. And thank you so much for this idea. Nancy, you're the best. Okay. And then there's one more thing I'm going to do because I have the stuff ready. You cannot rush art, right? You cannot rush art. And props to my husband. He's finishing dinner because I started dinner. He's such a good husband. All right, these I am going to glue down because they have to go a certain way. So let me see how I'm going to work that out. I'm going to put that one right there. And then I use these beads to my advantage because it gives us like something to actually stick the glue on. I know you guys can't see it. I'm sorry. I'll be done in a second. Now, what you could do also, you could put a little skewer on the bottom of these and stick them down in there. We do have paper down there though. It's not like it's a piece of foam, but if you put a little bit of glue or even a safety pin to secure them, that'll be fine. Okay, last but not least, I gotta clean this area real quick. All right, I'm gonna put this down right here. I did have one more idea for this carrot, but I don't want to mess it up anymore. Like, I don't want to add to it and then have it look terrible because I'm scared about that. Hola, adorable. Oh, Ella, adorable. I see what you're saying. How funny. All right, I didn't grab my letters ahead of time. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a moment. I am going to grab from my little letters here. I need to get a new stamp set though. I will say that. There we go. Let me get my little ink pad out. I'm gonna do black. I'm gonna do black tonight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little hang tag for this. Actually, this was already a hang tag, but that's okay. I'm going to use it. Hey, Melanie, are you watching? Melanie Davis Liddy. I'm using your tag, girl. I thought those were blank. Sharon had given me some blank ones, but that's okay because I'm not going to get up again. And you guys have been so patient with me. So patient. So I am going to put a word here. I'm going to put it twice. I know, I'm being so quiet. It's like so boring. I was trying to spell and stamp out my letters. I'm so sorry, guys. I'll let you see it in a second and you'll be able to read it because my phone goes that way now. See it? This is hop hop. I could say hop to it, but you know, hop to it's another word I could use, but. And then look at this. We're going to hang it right on. We're going to put it right here on our little curlicue root thing that we've got coming out. And this is so cute. So again, if you guys want the pattern, if you want the coffee stain recipe, I can give that to you. I can give you the pattern of the rabbit. And you guys will always have this video because it's always here. But there we go. It says hop, hop. Oops. And my rabbit fell. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. I was trying to see if I had a safety pin that I can pin them together. So I'm going to do that off camera because I don't think I have a safety pin here. I thought I had safety pins. But what I'll do is I'll safety pin them together. But now my floral's sticking to my glue. But there we go. There is our chocolate bunnies and a carrot craft for tonight. Hi, Karen Miller. It's good to see you. My name's Christy Patricia Pinkard. Thank you so much for welcome in. Thank you so much for watching. I'm about done, but you guys know there's always replays. I appreciate all of your help with making this, and I appreciate you guys watching. So yeah, what do you guys think? Would you do anything different? Now this is actually going to hang, so it's going to look really cute somewhere. Oops, let me move it over. Sorry, I'm opposite so you guys can see. I love it. I love it. And this is using a placemat, just some floral and felt. And literally, it was just so easy to make. I get safety pins here, Rose. Put them through the phone. I'm so glad you love it. Pattern and coffee stain recipe, please. Okay, Nancy, you got it. And thank you so much for that, for the idea. I love the way this looks like the little roots coming out and it was able to hold our tag. So I'm loving this, and I'm going to go put it on my front door. You guys know I usually take pictures the next day when it's good daylight, because now it's nighttime. But I will take a picture of this tomorrow. I can't wait to post it. Oh, you'll email them to me? I know I have them around here. I just have to find them in my crafty mess. Okay, I will definitely get you guys the pattern for this. And I will get you the recipe. I will go back through the comments this evening and reread everything, and I will send you messages or reply. And you guys, I hope you have a great Wednesday night. I'll be back again tomorrow night with another craft. It may not be as great as this one, but I'm hoping you guys will like it anyway. So thank you so much for the hearts, you guys. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. I'm going to go eat some dinner now, and remember that you are never alone, and believe in yourself. Bye, guys.